r/AskReddit. People of Reddit, what is something you wish was normalized? Adults having hobbies from their childhood. Just because you are older doesn't mean it has to be weird. No one thinks you can have a different appreciation for collecting Pokemon cards or building Lego. I was just thinking the other day how cool it would be to have playgrounds for adults, with swings and climbing frames and all that. Why should kids get all the fun? Licking your plate when you're done. Why do I do that sometimes? Because it's super practical and doesn't have any drawback. It's stupid, it's not allowed. Treating disabled people like regular people without awkwardness. What do you mean regular people? That it's okay to not be okay. I feel like we are taught to only express our emotions when they're positive and keep the negative ones to ourselves. This internalizing, at least in my case, can lead to some very difficult mental illnesses to cope with. I wish that we, as a society, could be more open-minded to those who are suffering or struggling. That we could celebrate the positives with each other, and support one another through the negatives. Not wanting a lot of attention. Our culture is so obsessed with success and trying to monetize our passions. People look at you like you're crazy when you admit that you just want to do a certain activity for fun. I'm a songwriter and have zero desire to be famous or even known. None of my friends and family understand that I just wanna do something creative for fun. I don't have to ever make money for it to be rewarding. I think creativity for the sake of creating should be more normalized. People speaking their mind. I feel like everyone nowadays is so passive-aggressive, and tiptoes around everything because they are so afraid of maybe offending someone. I think we would evolve as a species if we all cut the fake polite bullseye. Yeah, I know I have faults. And I can either choose to fix them, in which case thanks for letting me know. Or I'm fine with how I am, in which case pointing it out doesn't really matter. Case in point, my roommate mentioned the other day I'm very unforgiving. And it's true, I'm tired of dealing with useless and toxic people, and I find it easiest to just stop dealing with people like that. I guess it's a flaw, but I don't care, I've got bigger stuff to worry about. Gamers, we get a lot of flack from the media, politicians and people who just hate for the sake of it. It's a form of escapism from reality, much like books and movies, and oddly they contain violence, graphic content and But apparently video games are seen as filth whereas books and movies are seen as art. I think this is because of how new video games are compared to other art forms. In 50 years they will probably be considered an art. I mean, when photography was new, people said that photographers weren't artists. Talking to strangers, just saying hi, was just walking down the road and a very pretty college girl, I'm 45, said hi and started talking, and we sat there and talked for a good 30 minutes, actually ended walking back to tell her how cool that was. Just saying hi to people. That sounds so wholesome. Men being able to express their feelings without being told be a man or don't be put. That teens are a lot smarter than some people treat them. Teens are smart. They are smarter than probably any other generation until now. The problem is they tend to not be very experienced. And those are two entirely separate beasts. Man wearing skirts during hot weather. The Scottish have this on lock. Yes, our perception masculinity is so black and white. Also, I find men in skirts so attractive for some reason, so yes. Not showering every single day. Seriously, what germaphobe dictated that you must be considered a filthy slob if you don't shower every day regardless of your individual condition? I have dry skin and washing just isn't super helpful. In addition, I don't really sweat, and if I do, I don't have a strong odor. Of course, I'll rinse off on a hot summer day or after sports, but I just don't get why I need to scrub my body with soap or body wash or whatever when it's 10 degrees Celsius and I only sat at my desk. Sure, everyone's body is different, so some might be better off washing more frequently. But any dermatologist will tell you that in general daily showering is overkill. Thrifting should be cooler than buying new. Why is buying the most expensive stuff so popular? I don't really care all that much about what clothes, etc. people have. First I read Drifting, 2020. Yikes. Trick-or-treating. I'm 15 and still do it. Never planning to stop. I just wish it was more to do on Halloween other than trick-or-treating or part trick-or-treated until I was 18. The trick is taking your or your friends' younger siblings out for your parents. No one ever blinks an eye if you have a younger sibling. I've always said and stuck to it, if you show up to my house on Halloween in a costume, you get candy. I don't care how old you are. It's fun at any age. Just so long as you put more effort into your costume it is fine. Women's nipples, the female orgasm, periods. How do I upvote a comment twice? Make a second account. Openly talking about mental health. Just think of all the pain caused because people with poor mental health didn't want to or know how to talk about it. So sad. I feel targeted. Cutting contact with family members because they are horrible people. I tell people about some of the stuff my mother did to me and why I rarely speak with her. People still say the same thing to me, oh well she's still your mother. Allowing people to admit that they were wrong and take your position on a subject, instead of just using their admission of being wrong as a gotcha to belittle them further. I love that. Sounds like Reddit in a nutshell. Genuine questions and admissions that someone was wrong is met with a swarm of downvoters and a little gotcha comment. There are a lot of people in this world who will do everything in their power to not admit they're wrong, and a lot of others who complain about these types of people. But I wonder how many less stubbornly ignorant people we'd have if we didn't treat being right versus wrong like an ego competition. Like damn, if they're not being an asshole, let them learn something in a safe environment where they won't be mocked for it. 3 or 4 day work week. I would kill for a 3 or 4 day work week. I live in Sweden, where we get 480 days parental leave. I take out 2 days every week. It's amazing how fast you get used to a 3-day work week. Especially since me and my S.0 have a hobby farm to take care of, on the side. I don't want to go back to a 5-day week, please don't make me. The dream. Polyamory. It's getting better though. Public outdoor playgrounds for adults, because exercising should be fun and it shouldn't cost an arm and a leg at a gym to do boring repetitive crap like weightlifting or running in place on a machine programmed to tell you literally how fat you are so you can beef up your other arm and leg. Polyamorous relationships should be as valid as monogamous relationships. Outdoor playground sounds nice. Male emotion and trauma. Men, but social upbringing, believe they can't show emotion or express pain. I wish we could normalize reaching out and accepting that men can get hurt too. As a man myself, this belief freaked me mentally and made it hard to express myself to family or so's. As some wise guy once said, "You are like some other people, and no other person." Keeping the same dream job all your life, and being able to achieve it. Wanna be an astronaut? You begin training now. Wanna be a doctor? Please go and save lives. Wanna be a YouTuber? Here's a camera, have fun. I just wish adults could have fun and wild dreams rather than getting an office job and saying your dreams aren't for you. I believe in you. Being a furry. I see nothing wrong with dressing up as your own mascot and running around doing cute stuff. And don't hit me with that GIF stuff that's in every fandom. If someone is able to wear merch in public, someone should be able to wear their paws and tail. Many furries have been fined for wearing their head in public because no one can see their face, so don't do that. So seriously, don't hate on someone cause they made and dress up as an animal character for fun. Recognizing that not everyone wants to be famous or aim to be ultra rich. It doesn't mean they have something to hide, or they lack motivation, or they have some broken sense of altruism. Honestly, precisely because I have been so vehement about doing what I want and in line with my preferences, and not selling myself out of my preferences, that I know that I am actually being selfish. But I honestly think if there is any kind of selfish a person could be, then this is it, because it's my life. I guess it's hard for some people to understand if they are in a city with that culture, but trust me, I have met many people of the same mindset as I am. Taking days off from work for personal reasons. Had a boss who refused days off to people if it wasn't something that could have a doctor's note. Took to lying just to get my birthday off. Look, no one deserves to work on their goddamn birthday. It's a personal holiday for one thing, and whatever you do on your scheduled day off is up to you. What the fish kind of is your boss? OMFG, they really think we live to work, eh? Who doesn't give someone a day off once a year for their birthday? Acknowledging gay/bi/lesbian couples. Whenever I go out with a female friend, people always go, "Ooh, are you together, is this a date?" etc. But with my actual boyfriend, people assume we're brothers, gross, or just friends. It happens in the media too. If a guy and a girl spend time together, people think they'd make a great couple. But, if two girls spend time together, then they're just great friends, and a relationship would ruin it. And why does everyone have to be gay? I think you need to take assumptions as is. The odds of two men being brothers or friends is vastly higher than being lovers. Were I out with my sister and niece, someone could easily mistake us for a couple, and while their guess would be wrong, they would not be in the wrong for making a safe guess. I would correct them, we would both be embarrassed, and that would be that. Being an introvert without being labeled as creepy or weird. LMFAO, I wish. Right, just let me be. Hugging. Hug your friends, hug your family, hug your pets. There's just not enough affection in the adult world. True. Though I would also say the freedom to refuse a hug without it causing a huge uproar. Family gatherings are the worst. But even gatherings of friends. Nobody should be obligated to hug or even shake hands with a person they are not comfortable doing so with. Consent should be normalized for sure. Childlessness. It's becoming more popular. It's one of the only social causes that's gonna make me, save me, a shitload of money. Don't forget you'll have way less stress and way more freedom too. Childless infers you're missing something. Try using child-free instead. I want more child-free areas in public, too. Child-free flights, restaurants, bars, parks, maybe even child-free days at amusement parks. Crying. If someone upsets you, it should be completely normal to just burst out crying and not bottle it up. True. It is just one of many ways we express our emotions. Why not in general? Happiness, sadness, relieving stress, etc. Liking a fandom that people consider cringe. I think liking Riverdale is considered pretty normal. Oh well.